I've come over here to one of the Pentagon press briefings, and I was looking at General Milley's hand. And as he kept moving his hand, it didn't look real. It looked fake. It looked like he had plastic over his hand at one point. And then the people, as they walked into the room, hello, Applebrooks, honey, the people looked like they were, they didn't have no body. They looked like they were, like somebody took a paintbrush and painted the tan on their body. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Frank and Philip. It's kind of wild. It really is. And I want to look at this some more. I really do think that they're quite possibly using a simulation, CGI, artificial intelligence, to do their press briefings. And if that be the case, they're really getting good at it. Real good. Let me, I've got this on me. Okay, you all, we got it going. I want to cancel this right here. I've got it over here. Thank you for those hearts going up the screen. You got it on you, Gina, honey. I do. I want to show it. I recorded some of it. And I want you to see his hand, if I can do it. See, look at his hand. Why does his hand look like that? And they don't normally bring their hand too far above the podium when they talk, but he moved his hands a little bit up. It don't look real. It looks like he's got a plastic hand. You see that? He's got a watch on his hand too. You can see the watch, but it does. It looks like there's two layers of it. Hello there, Judy Gomez from California. Hello, Luisa from Portugal. That's right. S. Simon. So, I think I do remember the AI technology guy saying that he was only, when they were doing the AI thing, he was only in like maybe the first part of the video because he looked kind of like he wasn't real either. He did, and we did a video on that. Oh, it's been a while back. Quite a while. I'm going to show you what he looked like. Let's look over here. So we got right here. General Pat Ryder. Okay, he looked fine. It was this guy. He was their the Air Force Lieutenant General Robert J. Skinner, Director of the Defense Information System Agency, Commander of the Joint Force Department. At one point, see, look at his hands down here. He kind of looked like he wasn't human when he was moving around at times. He looked like a robot. He did. He didn't look real. And it was kind of scary looking. It really was. I'm just saying it. See, look at him. Look at that face of his. See, he don't look real. His eyes look like they're AI. See, look at the one eye. He's got a straight down eye right there. And his earlobes got a blotched thing. Now, granted, it looks kind of pixelated, but no, his eyes, I really feel they're doing the AI, the artificial intelligence and stuff. If you can see his face, you see his eye going straight down. I'll make it really big. Just like that. Hello there, Desiree, honey. Yeah, the people were dead. They're underground and stuff. See, that's not a real eye. Thank you, Gina W. That is not a real eye. Okay, this one was the wild one. And this is when they had the guy who was doing the UAPs and stuff like that. It was a while back. And it was an important meeting that they had going on. But this hand right here of his, it doesn't look real. And we can go look at the rest of this person over here who was walking in the door. That's not a real body right there. They didn't even do good when they did this body. They just blotched it in. Can you see it? If he was a real body, a real human being, I think he would have more definition to him. I could pencil it in. I could pencil in, at least give him an outline of a body instead of just splattering a blotch of tan paint and blending it in with the door to where he looks like he's not even real. And then the lady that is opening the door for him. Her body is like plastered onto the door, you all. It is when she opens it up. We'll look at that because I'm going to do a share the screen and look at some of the frames because it's really wild. And when they sit down in that little audience that goes over there, they got the pixelation of their faces too. And some of their faces are like they just got a big slab of beige on their face to where you cannot see them. Okay, you all. So his hand, I don't like his hand looking like that. I really don't. Because it's so fake. It is fake. They could have did a better job. I'm sure they will in the future. And you won't even be able to distinguish when something isn't real and when something is real. But that's his hand. And it looks like, if you're on a cell phone, can you see it good enough? Because I'm going to make it bigger. See what I'm talking about? He only has the top part of his hand. And it looked like a big piece of plastic. And I don't know what on earth is underneath there. It could be a robot. It could be an alien gray with a costume on or something like that too. Gina, you don't mean that. I really do. There's something not right because this is not a real human being that we're looking at. It isn't. So I'm going to shrink it down. Just a little bit. I'm going to shrink it down because I want it. That's my thumbnail. I'm going to put it over there to the side, and I'm going to do a screen share. Make him a little bit smaller. You see how they look? Now, what if we look like that? When you come on the YouTube or something, what if we look like that? What if the newscasters look like that too? They're just one big blotch. Well, some of them probably are. I'm going to see if I can pull up the record the screen. Okay, I've already got it right there. I'm going to see if I can do a window share. I'm really going to do this. I'm using the OBS Studio, a window capture. I don't know what that window capture is. Oh, no, you all, they're not going to let me capture that. You know what I got to do first? I got to save it. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the video. I'm going to do a full HD. It might take me a minute. But I'm going to save it July 23rd, Pentagon. I'm going to save it. It might take a moment. It might take longer than a moment because I did full HD, but that's all right. I got a little bit of screenshots from that particular thing itself. Let me look at this. You all, we can do it. See, as they're walking in, they don't got no faces. See, look at his face. Look how his face goes straight down. And this is Austin Lloyd. And here's some other people trying to come in the room. And this person right here has got a square head. It's, there's just too much pixelation happening. Let's go to another one. Okay, this is the guy. You can see him right there. Look at his body. It's like they got square heads. It's like square pegs. That song, Square Pegs, Square. I wonder what that means. See, and look at this guy back here. Do you think that they could be aliens with cloaking technology on them? To have their faces and stuff look like the way that they look? Hello there, Southern Mediator. Well, creepy would be in the eye of the beholder, I would assume. And look over here on this guy's back. He seems to have some green blending in from the lady behind him on his back. Can you see it? I know this might look pixelated on your end, but it seems like the green is bleeding over onto his jacket. It's really pixelated on my end, you all. Really, it wasn't until like a few months ago that we started seeing all this pixelation. And that makes me think AI has taken over. It really does. Because you can't get clear images anymore. And look at her or his hand right here. See, he clearly has a square head. Right there. With some colors. It's oh, kind of don't even look like watercolor painting or paint by numbers. It looks really strange. See the lady, her body is up against the wall, the door. She don't have a face either. She doesn't. Let me go to see it in his fingers. Look how smooth his hands are, and then look at his fingers. They're all blended in together. Now why? Ask yourself, why would General Milley have a crease between these two fingers, but yet when you get up right here, there's no crease at all, but then you have the crease up there that you can see. And if you're looking at it on a big screen TV, I don't know what it's going to look like. It's probably going to look pixeled, but it just doesn't look normal. His hands look fake. His thumb is kind of fake too. Look at the top of it. They have plastered in color on his thumb, tried to fill it in to try to make it look kind of smooth. Maybe not, Dallas Libra. Maybe not. I tried to see something else with him. Okay, let's see his neck. It looks as if the shading on his neck is kind of just blotched there. You know, you ever paint or do chalk, pastels and whatever kind of stuff, how you try to blend in this stuff. Looks like that's what they did to his neck. They took the CGI and graphic art design and just like smeared it in on his neck. Yeah. And his finger, his hand is so round. It's like a perfect round on his hand like that. It doesn't look real. I want to go. It's like that. His hand doesn't line up. This side of his hand on the other side of the mic doesn't look like it's lining up with the other side of his fingers. And right here where he's holding something in his hand, I can only see through my phone. That it doesn't look normal either. I don't even know what he's holding, an ink pen or something. Okay, now look at this one. So look at his hand, how fake it looks. See, now he's got that plastic. Look like he got a big extra layer of plastic on top of his hand right there. And it really looks distorted. Can you see the distortion in his hand? This is General Milley, and I think he's resigning from his position for whatever reason he wants to. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, this is the Pentagon briefings. He could be a Gitmo. Anything is possible nowadays. I wouldn't say it isn't possible. This looks really strange too. Why is there a crease right here between his metal? You see his metal right here. Let's zoom it up. Here's his metal, and here's a big blurred area as if there is a crease coming down through there. Let me try to get it big for you. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try to make it big, and I hope it's not pixelated on your end. It doesn't seem to blend in that well. I know it's pixelated, you all. I know it is. But it's, what if we're living in a simulation? Really, what if we are? What if AI has taken over and AI is running the show? Or what if some race of alien being is running the show? That could be possible too. Now look at his hand right here. This is really weird too. There's his finger. Does that look like a real hand? It looks like they cut out a piece of, like they cut out a piece, or somebody drew like something like this and just slapped a single color on here. There is no definition, no blending, no nothing. It's like a glove, and yet it's not. It's so smooth. Too smooth. Yes, evolving Sylvia. Okay, Lilith, honey, you can dream that he blew his hand off at war and it's just a prosthetic. You can do that, but he's got two hands. So he's got really good prosthetics if he does. Okay, and this is the one right here where he's talking. He's talking. Okay, we can see him. And the flag behind looks fine. It does. There he is. He's got a scar on his face. And part of his ear, he's got too much color on this part of his ear. It's kind of blurred. Gina, let's zoom up on the ear. Can you see the blurred of the ear on the side? It's like the color exited the margins that they should have been in. It's like it's kind of missing, even though it's a little bit close. The margins are not defined, just like his hand. They did a number on him. They don't do him right, you all. If you're just tuning in, they're not doing them right at all. They're not. They better get really good with their CGI if they want the people to believe that we're looking at a real person. They better get really good at it. Otherwise, we're not going to believe them. If they don't get better at what they're doing, it's going to be really hard to fool the people, all the people. I'm trying to get over. What am I trying to get to? I'm trying to get to my picture of his hand. Okay, I'll go back to his hand right here. Look at it. The Project Blue Beam is up and running. So that's his hand. And that's the one guy that walked through. I think I might be able to... Oh, my throat's going to itch. I got a drink of water. All right, let me put this back to me. I hope they're not making my throat itch, you all. And I think they could be. They could have something in my body causing my throat to want to tickle in the very back, and that's not very nice of them. If that's what they're trying to do to me, I don't think I like it. I don't like it. So if I close that, let me see if I can do that window capture again. I don't think it's going to let me go over there. No, see, it doesn't recognize the new thing. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go to this movie editor. I'm going to come out of it. And I'm going to open up the movie editor, you all. Just bear with me, because I want to go some frame by frame. Is July. I want July video. See if I can pull it up in the window capture. I'm still looking. Just got to find one of them. July. There we go. It's the 23rd of July. I got it. It had to do the metadata is what it did. Okay, I've got this window pulled up. Now let me see if I can come over to the window capture. Got it. See, what I can do is shrink myself on here. I'm going to shrink me real down, little bitty small. It's teeny tiny up here in the corner. And I want to make this a tad bit bigger, so you can see these people's faces as they're walking in, because they're not normal looking. They're not. Now, can y'all see it? I want to zoom up on them as they walk through the door. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to move my phone out of the way. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm not in front of the microphone. Let me come down here, because it's nice when they come in the door so you can see lots of things. Is what you can do. Oh, they probably can cloak people. Okay, you all, let's see if we can get them. Okay, you see him walking in the door. Look at General Milley's face. His face is kind of blurred out. They blurred out his face big time. Can you see the blurring? Let's make it bigger so you can see it. They just slapped that paint on his face. Look at that. Can you see it? Right there. They were not even careful. They just slapped it in over to here. Just blurred it. Well, sometimes they don't give them a head. See, if these are life forms, they're really not doing them good right now. They're not. The body snatchers, yeah. Sabrina Honey hasn't done a briefing since the last briefing, but she is my favorite one to look at. Okay, now see them coming in. They don't have a head. Okay, they don't. And if you look at the reporters down here, look how smooth their head is. Now, mind you, she's just sitting there, and look how smooth her head is. They gave her an ear, is what they gave her. Let me bring this down. Gina, you need to get a better grip on this. Okay. Okay, look at his face beneath me. Look how he's got a gray ear. Can you see his gray ear? I think they start off. Does anyone work in CGI? You do graphic arts. Do you work with a base color when you do this kind of stuff, and then you start adding the color? You know, like a clay figure and stuff like that. You have to have something to start working with. Do you just have like something? Do we got any graphic artists in here? People who does photoshopping and stuff. You got to work with something, surely. That's what you got to do. Because he's got a gray ear. How come he's got gray? And how come he's got gray? And how come the lady over there, she's got some blue, but she's got a gray face too, right here. She's got a gray face. And her face looks like it's going straight down. Can you see it? Just like that. I've got to redo my video because if you're looking at your cell phone, you may notice that your cell phone kind of loops on you. Really, you may. You said the colors are way off. Dallas Libra, honey. Yeah. They're way, way off. Real far off. Let's look at some more of them. And this one right here, you got the bleed over right there by his shoulder. And back here. But yeah, let's watch them walk in because they look kind of cool. We're watching the evolution of AI, I guess. The evolution of a life form. Look at the bird's beak area too. So they're not real. Okay. Let me go over here and move it. In the name of Jesus, you all. That's right. Okay, let's let them walk. Okay, they're still walking. She's walking. They're bringing some light. His face is getting a little bit clearer. Oh, this is really wild. Watch the guy in the green. His head. This guy over here. Watch his head. How this guy's head is like kind of stuck with that woman's head. Watch it when I move it. How his head looks. He's still got the green on the back of him too. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see everything. Let me do it. I'm going to make it smaller because I've got it way too big, and you should still be able to see everyone just fine with it smaller somewhat, because this is only going to show the big screen anyhow. If I can get it in here, if I can fit everybody in the picture, which I can if I'm careful, you all. Just a little bit bigger so we can fit them all in the picture, so we can see the big picture. And if you're like me, it's all about the big picture in life. It's not about the small picture. It's the big picture of everything. Okay, look at them as they're walking in. We got it. Oh, that's great, Heather, honey. You can see it. We're going to move them. We're going to move the people. Look at this guy on the very bottom. His head is so blurred out. He's on the very bottom above the number. Well, you can't see. His head's not even moving. But watch them as they come in the door. Okay, the guy don't even have a face. Can you see him? This one over here, he's got a square face right there in the door. Watch them. Oh, his other face, this other face is cut off. It is cut off. Look at this. His face is really, they stretched his face. Look at that. See, his face is so like stretched or something, like right there. It's really stretched. I've never seen nothing like that. It's like they squeeze his face together like that. If you could like squeeze my face, that's looks what that they did to his face. Squeeze it, and they gave the other one a tan block for a face. Okay, let's watch his face and see if he even had a face as he walked through. No, he didn't have a face as he walked through the door. You all, they took his face away. He has not had a face at all. Look, he had a dark face. Can you see him? A dark face with no features. You all got to hit that like button. You want to look at their faces, because this is important. Okay, they threw the light on. And that lady sitting down in the chair, I don't think I've zoomed up on her, but she has a square head too. But her head ends where the window frame ends. I'm gonna move it, you all. We watch this guy don't have a face. His head gets literally squeezed and smashed flat as he's walking in. Look at that. He could be a shapeshifter, or this really could be just CGI. Okay, look at him. Here he comes. Now his face got squeezed. And the guy behind him doesn't have a face. His face is straight down. Look at that. That is so wild. Wow. He's got half of a face, or maybe 3/4 of a face now. Let's see the 3/4 of this man's face, you all. That's all he's got is 3/4. Could you imagine that happening to you if you only had 3/4 of a face? Well, see, look what they did. That's what they did to him. 3/4 of a face, because this is not real people. Yes. Oh my gosh. Lilith of Eden. You're gonna have to watch their faces. They come back in again. We're gonna back them up. They're gonna have to walk back out the door because we're a little bit closer. We're gonna watch them come in. Okay, they're coming in. Okay. They got blurred faces. Okay. He's a no-facer. Let's look. Lisa B., you wonder what Gina's doing for Story Hour. I have no idea. I've never heard of the marsh in Iran and Iraq. Well, the Garden of Eden. Yeah. Let's watch his head back there. I want to see him have half a face. Half a face. He's got 3/4 of a face. That's all he's got. Can you see his face, you all? Oh my goodness gracious. Let's do this. His face is blurred. The lady is... What? This is wild. Look, he's got an overlay of a face on his face. That guy has an overlay of a face that does not match his face, you all. I've got to make this bigger because that face does not match his body. We've really got to look at this because this is really serious what's happening here. See his face right here. This face does not belong on the body of the person behind it. They put that face there. And I know that that's not two individuals right there. There's just one individual. Let me get him out of the way. He needs to get out of the way because we got to go back and look at it again. Okay, let's get him. Okay, we got you. Okay, we're coming back in the room. They don't got faces. Okay. Here we go. If they are real people, then they're hiding their identity, but I don't think they're real. There's no way. Even their legs are blending in with the door. It's so sloppy. No disrespect, but AI it's machine learning happening. Okay, you see the face? They put a face on him now. It doesn't even match his face. Do we need to get bigger? If we need to get bigger, I can get bigger. Because I want you to see it. I want you to see his face. How it just doesn't match at all. Okay, this is perfect. And that lady has a stick for an arm. You see their faces. Okay. Is this any better? Because I can make it even bigger. I think you all can see it. Again, I'm going to do it only a little bit more bigger because there are people who got some cell phones. Let's take it back out and let you see it one more time. Because I'm pretty sure they're having AI do their things. Okay, we're coming into play. Yes, their legs blew off in the war, and they float around, Lilith of Eden. They could do that too. Okay, here he comes in the door. Okay, see his head. The face doesn't match. And then the guy behind him doesn't have a face. 3/4 of a face. No face. Oh, look how the head, look how the face is kind of moving on the body. With the hair. It's mesmerizing. And look at the lady who's pinned up against the door. Her arm is like a stick. Now we got a figure coming through, a shaded figure, and it's distorting her. Oh, look, he's the one with the blotch of beige. The blotch of beige. It's like that. Just want to get him through the door. There's more people peeking in. She's got to shut the door. Look at her arm. Her arm looks really weird. You think she's pulling on a great big handle? Or is she trying to pull on a doorknob? I don't know if it's a doorknob, you all. I'm thinking maybe they have a doorknob, but her arm is really odd looking. It's super, super long. Psychic Kimmy, look at her arm. She's like Stretch Armstrong. How long her arm is. The door is closed. Shh, a little bit. Let's look at her arm again. I like to see her arm. It's really big. It's long and stretchy. Long and stretchy arm. And right there, her arm is gone. It's disfigured. Yeah, that's disfigured. Let me come back here. I wanted to show you General Milley again. I've got to shrink this down to where we get over. There's Lloyd Austin in his hands right there. I don't know what he's looking like. I saw his head not look normal too, but I want to get to General Milley if I can, to show his hands in the movement. If you're just tuning in, this looks like it's CGI, artificial intelligence, and they could really be running the show. The humans may be underground, they may be dead. There's no telling what happened to the real people. They may still be alive, but maybe they're busy and they need the AI to run the show for them. Okay, that could be. They're busy and they don't got time to do briefings. So they just do the next best thing. They bring out the AI, which is what they've got going on. Let's try to find General Milley with his hands. Okay, here's some of his hand down here as he moves it. His hands are just way too white looking, and it's hard to get to the part where I saw his hand moving where it looked like it was plastic. He's got to move his hand up in the air. These women look normal too. Okay. He's going to move them really fast. They're all nervous. Even the AI people in here are nervous. Okay, there we go. We got him right here. Let's see if we can see his hand. Let me see if I can get him. Bring him down here. All right. See, look at his bottom of his hand. I don't know if you can see it that well. Let me stretch it. Let's stretch him like Stretch Armstrong. Why did they do Stretch Armstrong? Okay, can you see his hand? They both look fake. They really do. They don't look real. None of his hand looks real. But it's okay. It's all right. Now, it could be that, you know how you can, like, if you take a picture on the Facebook and you want to touch up your picture to hide your defects, AI could be doing this to their bodies. It could. Hiding the wrinkles, hiding everything, trying to blend everything over to make them look normal. He's quitting and he's going in his own bunker. He could be going in his own bunker. Who's to say that he wouldn't? See, look at his fingers. His fingers aren't all that normal. Let me see. Do we need to make his hands bigger? He's got some weird shading going on. Let's make his hands just a tad bit bigger so we can see it really. I like to use the time scale because it shows a lot better. This sweat's rolling down my face and body. It's okay. Let's watch his hands. Oh, he's got a black ink pen. See him? What's that look like? What's his hands look like this? Oh, okay. That looks a little strange looking. Just a little bit, you all. If you look up on it. I'm just trying to make it out. You think they're the men in black? I guess they could be. One never knows. Okay, his hands look a little kind of normal. But that don't look normal. That looks fake. He doesn't have any His hands look like gloves. They do. They look so fake. You can't see no fingernails. Only like an outline of a fingernail or something, you all. Go ahead and bring your fingers back together so we can look at him. See, he's got the residual on his fingertips. And I have no idea what's going on right here because there is a straight line where I guess his finger's supposed to be. Maybe he's got his finger in his jacket. He could have. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have his finger in his jacket. And the ink pen is not protruding above his hand right here. It's going straight across. Oh, they've got way too much black shadowing on his hand over here, too. If you can see it. Too much shadowing over there. I want to see what that ink pen... See, now that ink pen is like trying to go up here. But that, too, is... kind of blending in with his jacket, even though he has a black ink pen. He does not have an army green ink pen. He's got some whites on his fingers. See, now they look at his ink pen. His ink pen is showing through. What on earth is going on with his finger? Down here, his ring finger is look like a alien skull head down here. I didn't see it before. Let me see. Okay, he's just got a little bit of stuff happening. He can't help it how they do his AI body. He really can't. It's he just likes to talk, and I guess that's how he holds his pen. This is how this AI holds the pen. And if you look, it's literally completely disappeared. Just like that. Isn't that amazing? They are magicians, is what they are. They can make their pens disappear like that, you all. They can. It's like I don't know who's running the show. I really think it's AI. I really do. At this point. Because the real people are gone. Is where they're at. You need that pen, Dallas Libra honey. Well, I don't think they're going to give it up so easy. I think you'd have to turn yourself into a CGI thing and go get it, is what I think you'd probably have to do. Go ahead and turn yourself into one. Then perhaps you might be able to go onto the computer and take it back from him. That's right. Look at it. I'm sweating. That's okay. I like to sweat. Sweating's good. Look at that hand over there. It's like I don't know what it is. Like I don't. Oh my. Why does he have two watches? Is he supposed to? Is his ink pen totally gone now? Hello there, Lakeside Laura, honey. Yeah. Let's see. Can we get his other hand is like that. The pen is. Now, it is true. If you move something fast, you won't be able to see it that well. But his ink pen should not blend in with his jacket. it's only visible like this right now, but he's moving it, then it turns green, it completely disappears. Then you can see it in his hand. Then he starts to bring it back. Look how messed up his hand is now. You can even see the cubes in it. You can, like the pixelation inside his hand. It looked like he's got like some kind of matter on his fingers and stuff, while the other part is like fine. It's so fake. I don't like that word, but maybe he doesn't like having AI do his briefings. Look at his finger. Even though he's moving it, it's going to look a little blurred. Oopsie, Gina, what do you got going on? I'm trying to look at you. I'm trying to end the video. I really am. I just wanted to see his wrist. Arg. Right down there. See it? His ring has practically disappeared on his hand. And we're looking at General Milley. No, he ain't got no pin top. He's got a Fitbit. He's got a tracker on him. How can you see the tip of his pin right here, and you can see the black inside his hand, but it turns gray, it turns green right there. Now it's kind of black. His skin's got some wrinkles on it. Can you see the wrinkles of his skin right here now? Yeah, and this is General Milley. I couldn't tell you what he's the general of. I gotta get ready to sneeze. That's what I've got to do. I think we've probably seen enough. The more the words, the less the meaning, and that doesn't profit anybody. It doesn't. He's got veins on his hands, but yeah. Let me put this back to me, and let me bring this thing back out of the way. Let me bring this back in the way. And this is General Milley, and his hand doesn't look like a normal hand should look. It doesn't. They've done something to his hand. They've augmented it with CGI. And the guy over here doesn't even have a body that could even be recognizable as a human body. It doesn't. Even though he has a tan outfit on, it's not recognizable. It isn't. So I am going to go. I am. And it's a weird world we live in. What if you're going to wake up one day and you're going to hear on the emergency broadcast that the aliens have taken over? The country, the world has been taken over by an advanced species, and we need to remain calm. And yeah, good. You never know. That's right. It's fake hands. I'm going to go. Thank you all for watching. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's 6:33. I'll be back at around 8:30 for a story time with Gina, you all. Thank you, moderators on here. Thank you all for your comments, you all. Thank you. Love you.